What's up, Storm fans? Bryant Cook here, and today we are playing Modern Fetchless Gift Storm. Thank you to Dustin Culbertson for this donation deck. That said, it is not Dustin's list. It's actually Sunbird17s list, who made top 8 of the Saturday showcase, I believe it was, maybe a PTQ, with this exact deck list. Like I mentioned, it is fetchless. This is not traditionally the mana base that I would play, but it's a donation deck, so we're just going to run it as is. If you're interested, I have a video on the math versus fetchless versus fetch lands. Check that out in the card above. It really is a great video. The pinned comment in that video is the math behind fetches versus fetchless. It's pretty interesting. Thanks to my good friend Dan Lee for the math. So anyway, we're hopping into the deck list. Consider a card from Midnight Hunt that improved Gift Storm because it puts cards to the graveyard for Past in Flames, an upgrade over Opt. Thankfully, well, to me, because I have invasion ops that are impossible to get signed, but that's besides the point, so we're not going to talk about that. And then we have our Serum Visions, Brawl, Goblin Electromancer, you know, our classic Gift Storm cards. But what's different about this deck list today is that there's 4 copies of Remand. 4 copies, right? Like, that's pretty weird. You might even be thinking, Bryant, you hate Remand. Why are you playing this video? Well, I'd say it's a donation deck. But yeah, I am not a big fan of Remand. But why 4 copies? And the reason is Discover the Impossible. It is a hybrid between Peer Through Depths and Selene Vision in a way, where you look at the top 5, put an instant or sorcery face down, you can cast that spell if it costs 2 or less, or put it to your hand. So for 3 mana, it can dig and cast Remand, which is pretty interesting, and a way of slowing down opponents' game plans and whatnot. So I think that's just pretty cool. And then we have Wish, which has sort of become stock in this deck list as a 2 of to get a sideboard Past in Flames or Empty the Warrens. It's basically the Empty the Warrens that used to be in the main deck, but it gives you a little bit of versatility, and I think that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's what I have. We're also playing Otawara today, which is, in my opinion, actually a pretty big upgrade for the archetype. If you're not going to play a fetch land build, this is certainly a reason to play fetchless. You might even want to play it in the fetch land builds just because it does give you outs to main deck hate, and I think that it's just worth it. So yeah, this card's really sweet. All right, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, put those down below. I'll do my best to answer them, but this is not my deck list once again, and I will see you in match number 1. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We are on the play with Gift Storm. Keep, like, this is fine. It's a little bit clunky. Obviously, you don't want 3/4 drops in your opening hand, but it's fine. Let's cast the Serum Visions. I think we actually keep these, which might seem a little bit wild, but we have 3 4-drops in our hand, so land number 4 is actually not terrible here. Basic Mountain, that's kind of scary. Okay. So it's Goblins. We're going to let the War Marshal resolve. It doesn't actually do a whole lot here. Well, a whole lot that's meaningful in the matchup. I'm not trying to bully the Goblins players here. But it is not the card that kills us on turn 3, so we're just going to hold this Remand, at least for now. So they get another Goblin token, that's fine. Secluded Courtyard, you got it. We'll take 1 down to 19. Mog Fanatic, sure. The Snoop, I will remand that. Drew Vision's a little awkward, and we can just cast Consider here. I think we keep the Ritual. And now on our turn, we just go land go, and then next turn, we gifts on their end step. I don't think it really matters which land we play. Might as well keep the Ottawa up in case something goes awry. Opponent getting in for 3, we go to 15. The Snoop. Alright, and now we can gifts and given on their end step. We will lose 1 life here to the Fiery Islet. And we're just going to do a standard gifts pile here. No need to mess around with the bears. I just don't think that's a winning strategy. We need to fill our graveyard up with spells we actually want. I didn't realize that there's only 1 gift. Oh no, there's a Past in Flames there. I was going to say there's only 1 Past in Flames, but it's hidden right here. The question is, do I get the other one? I think the answer is probably no. I think I just get like a Grape Shot to potentially kill this Snoop if they don't give me it. Because we want the rituals. Opponent thinking about our gifts and given right now. And they gave us the Grape Shot. That's a little surprising. Draw. Let's start off on a Serum Vision, see if we can draw into Brawl. Another Ritual. We can bottom these. Play this, and I'm going to cantrip again. Consider can go to the graveyard. There it is. There's the Brawl. Alright. The Chief of Compliance. You must comply. We can splice a Ritual now. Get that extra mana. Desperate Ritual. Grape Shot them for 7. Okay. Past in Flames. And now we just have to cast some spells. So play a bunch of rituals. Manamorphose for blue. And that's Storm 13, so we can cast Grape Shot. Boom. That's game number 1 versus Goblins. Going to post board. I would guess that our opponent's probably a deck that has Leyline in it. So let's slide this down because we do have 1 more card on the sideboard hidden underneath that. So I think we probably want pieces of the puzzle. You could board in Lightning Bolt as well. I don't think Remand is like particularly good here. Mostly because I think this is a matchup where they probably have Cavern of Souls. So that worries me a little bit. So I want to board that out. I think we could probably get rid of Discover the Impossible because we're bringing in pieces, and then you can actually shave a Gifts and Given, which that means you can also get it with Wish. So you're dodging Graveyard Hate a little bit and making your wishes better. One thing I do find interesting about this deck list is there's no bounce spell, even in the sideboard for Wish. The only thing that bounces is Ottawa. I don't have any strong opinions on that. I just think that it's worth noticing or mentioning. Okay. I think I'm actually going to keep this. There it is. Leyline. These kids in their Leyline of the Void. Alright, I'll take a Chief of Compliance, but let's find land 2. Past and Flame kind of stinks here. Ottawa is interesting. So I wonder if we actually have a win if I keep this, hypothetically speaking. I go turn 2 Brawl, it lives. Turn after that, I go Ritual, Ottawa, bounce the Leyline, and then I have Bolt, Grape Shot, Past in Flames. I think I'm actually going to keep both of these. Alright, and our opponent's using Bloodstained Mire. Let's see what they grab. Okay, so they picked up a Blood Crypt. And now let's see what they do on their turn 2. If we have to, we could Lightning Bolt the Snoop, but I prefer to play out Brawl. Alright, Secluded Courtyard. Name's Goblin. Surprise, surprise. And it looks like they're passing here. Alright, I'm still going to play out Brawl. There's a good chance it dies, but I don't know if I'm winning this game if I just sit here and do nothing, so we're going to take that chance. Interesting that they chose not to play anything on turn 2. And then didn't have like an end step spell or something. So we're about to draw the Ottawa. So I don't know what they're doing here, but assuming that they don't do anything meaningful, we can go Ritual, use the blue for Ottawa, bounce Leyline floating a red, and then we have 5 mana into Past in Flame, so I could Bolt or Grape Shot into Pith. Just something to think about. Chalice on 1. Okay, so Lightning Bolt is now not the card. So let's get in for 1. And then I have to do some counting. Alright, so we can go Ritual, Ottawa, float 1. So that would be spell 1, 2, 3. Grape Shot them for 4 down to 14. Spell number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would not be lethal. Okay, we just passed then. Reveals Goblin Matron. 4 mana. Chalice on 2. Uh-oh. I guess I have the Ottawa for Chalice on 2. But that means that we have to adjust game plans now. It's no longer going to be this Past in Flames game plan. We're probably going to be on Wish for empty. Alright. Den of the Bugbear. Is this the Goblin Matron? It is. Slide that down. So I could use Ottawa right here in order to answer the Chalice, but I still don't have lethal. So I'm not sure if it's actually worth it. So I could bounce the... Oh, yeah, never mind. I was, for some reason, thinking about Past in Flames, and that's just like not a card that has text on it. Sling-Gang Lieutenant. Okay. Draw. Canal. Let's get in there. Hiya. I am the aggro deck. Pass the turn. They're activating Den of the Bugbear, so they're going aggro here, not even playing the Sling-Gang Lieutenant. Sure thing. Okay, so we're taking 5, we're at 15. Fetch land. We still know that they have Sling-Gang. Draw. Another Ritual. I think we just attack here. Bring them down to 15, and then I'm going to discard Lightning Bolt. I don't think I'm ever going to answer the Chalice on 1 this game, so... Okay, so lightning bolt down. Right now, I feel like we're still in this. I just need to draw something. Bugbear again, so now we're going to take 6. Okay, so this is going to put us to 9. Okay, draw. Consider is not a card with text on it, at least not here. Get in there, put them to 13. I wonder if I'm supposed to discard the Past in Flames here or the Consider, because the Consider is a lot easier to play for Storm later, even though it's going to be countered. Yeah, I think I just get rid of the Past in Flames. I guess the counter argument would be that I have second Otawara as an out. Alright, I'm going to discard the Consider. I don't think it's a decision that ultimately matters. Another thing that I was thinking of is we have infinite red mana right now. It might actually be easier to cast Past in Flames than that Consider, even though it's way more mana. Alright, so they're getting in for 3. We go to 6. And now they're playing their, oh. They have enough to Sling Gang too. I think I'm just dead then. Well, I guess I can respond to the Sling Gang's triggered ability, but I think they've got me here. Okay. I'm just dead to Sling Gang. I mean, I'm not literally dead to Sling Gang. What I am dead to is that I would have to use my Otawara on this lieutenant in order to stay alive, and then I'm just dead to this. So we're going to concede and go to the next one. All right. So the question is, do you want to bring in this Shattering Spree? I would say no. We already have the Abrade in the main deck. We have Wish for this spree, so it would actually be easier to Wish into Shattering Spree than it would be to draw it. So we're just going to resubmit. All right, game 3 versus Goblins. Here we've opened up sort of a slow hand. It does have ways of beating Leyline. But like the Past in Flames and the Gifts are almost mulligans. I think I'm just going to ship this. It's like the same hand. Gross. I don't know. I guess we keep this and just bottom of Gifts. Alright, bottom Gifts and Given. Alright, opponent mulled the 5 and did not keep Leyline. So that's good news for us. Den of the Bugbear into Mog Fanatic. Sure. Alright, let's cast Consider. Let's keep this here in Visions. Draw. Let's play that. I like this. Do we want the Steam Vents? I'd say no. Let's bottom that and keep the Brawl. Just in case the Electromancer dies, we'll want to back up. Or next turn I could actually play both creatures, which is another option. The red channel land, that's pretty cool. Turn 2 Snoop, we could just be dead on turn 3. Yeah. Draw. Alright, so I'm going to play Brawl here. And then Manamorphose, and we'll see what our choices are after that. It's likely just play Electromancer, but we could draw removal for this Snoop. Desperate Ritual. So I think I'm going to cast Gifts now because we spiked a Ritual. We already have the Past in Flames in hand. So we can get Ritual, Manamorphose, the other Ritual, and Grape Shot. Last time they gave us Ritual, Grape Shot. Let's see what they choose this time. They gave us Ritual, so we just win. Alright. Easy peasy, turn 3 squeezy or something like that, right? Some stupid rhyme. All right, you can ignore me. I'm just rambling. Electromancer. Metamorphose. Blue. Storm's 13, so we do have to cast some more spells. Let's cast Gifts and Given, targeting them. We can do Wish. Metamorphose. Ritual. And I don't know. Another ritual, I guess. Seems fine. Okay. So the best thing that you can do here is hold priority and cast the Past in Flames. In this way, you can respond with more rituals. It's not likely a play that matters, but it's a slight hedge. Okay, Morphos, make blue. And then our opponent conceded. All right, we didn't get to cast Grape Shot, but we'll take the victory. We are 1-0 with Fetchless Giftstorm. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Alright, welcome to match number 2. We're on the draw again. This is a fairly solid hand. It reminds me a lot of our hand from game number 1, where the plan will be to eventually just cast the gifts on their end step. Old Ragavan, not what we wanted to see here. Okay, we just have to pass. Alright, Ragavan getting in there. We're going to fall to 18. They get a treasure token and the top card of our library, which was Gifts and Given. Good luck. Alright, so they're Jund. Liliana. That's fair. That's not fair. I can't remand that yet. That's kind of BS. Jeez. I think we just have to discard the remand here. Is she gonna ultimate before I get to 4 lands? Well, I'm not gonna get rid of that. I need that to stick around. Okay, I'm just gonna pass here. There's no need to play out Brawl quite yet. So Ragavan gets in. We're gonna go to 16. They get our top card. I'm an Electromancer. Oh, that's not very nice. So now they get to discard our Brawl here. Brawl down. We're just going to discard Metamorphose. Okay, they have 1 card left. Yep, that's my Electromancer used against me. Draw. Another ritual. Okay. So we're going to take 4 here, going down to 12 life. Cast it. Cast it. So I think I'm actually supposed to discard the land here. Keep the ritual around. There's a chance that I draw a land next turn, so the ritual is more valuable. Okay. Cast Gifts, targeting them. We're going to get a standard pile here. So, and by standard pile, I mean 2 rituals, Past in Flames, and a Metamorphose. There it is. So if I were them, I would give me Metamorphose, Past in Flames, but let's see what they do. And they did, in fact, give me Metamorphose, Past in Flames. Okay. We need a miracle. Draw. I don't know what that card would actually do here. I guess it could dig for a ritual and it'd be a break even on mana. It's not super desirable. I have a feeling that Liliana is going to ultimate us next turn. Alright, I'm just gonna cycle Manamorphose, I guess. Blue-red. Might as well play Visions. I do not want to draw another one of those. Alright, pass the turn. I could have played the Otawara. That was not a mistake. I think that there's a reasonable chance that we are hit by the Liliana's ultimate this turn, so there's no point in playing out land 4. And that Thoughtseize was actually pretty brutal. So now we take 4 down to 8. They get our land off the top. What's the choice here? Is it sacrifice everything or plus? Honestly, plus is the best choice here because I can't win with any draw on my deck. There's no draw that allows me to win on my turn. We'll sacrifice pile 1, so now we keep 2 lands. Draw. They have 1 card. Realistically, it's probably removal, but I don't know if I can win if I don't tap out here. So we're going to play the Brawl. It's probably going to eat a lightning bolt. And here it comes. Fatal Push. Yeah. All right. So this attack is going to put us to 4, and we still don't have a draw that wins the game. Ooh, they can cast Gifts and Given. Who's the real Storm deck now? Alright, I'm just going to concede. We don't have any outs here, so there's no point in continuing to play this. That was brutal. So this is a matchup where I like both Galvanic Relay and Pieces of the Puzzle to just wear them down. In the past, I've actually, what I've done is I boarded out all my creatures and then just played this really long grindy game. I don't know if you're allowed to do that anymore. I doubt that the person that built this deck list had that in mind, but it's something that I'm somewhat interested in. I think Remand is like kind of a trap in this matchup. It's never been good against the discard deck, so I'm going to board it out here. Let's get rid of these Discovers, and then we're at 62. I think you could probably shave 1 Electromancer and like 1 Gifts. Game number 2 on the play. Sure. Opponent takes a mulligan to 6 to 5. Okay, so turn 1 Steam Vents, pass. If you wanted to, you could shock and hold open Lightning Bolt for like a Ragavan, so that way you don't have to play off curve the rest of the game. But I feel like that's just like kind of ridiculous. I don't know. Nile Spellbomb, sure. Draw. Just play Brawl here. And the reason to play Brawl over Goblin Electromancer is if your opponent dashes Ragavan, Brawl eats it alive where Electromancer doesn't. And there's a Goyf, sure. Draw. Play the Electromancer. You could, in theory, Lightning Bolt the Goyf, but that's just like not what the matchup is about, so there's no point. Otawara was a decent draw. 3 mana Liliana, sure. Target player sacrifices a creature. Okay, so Goyf is now a 2/3. Question is whether or not I want to Lightning Bolt that Lily. Past in Flames. I think the answer is yes. Get out of here, lady. And the reason to keep Brawl around, by the way, when our opponent played the Liliana, was that Brawl is a legendary creature. So with this Otawara, it costs less to activate. Ooh, Collector Brutality. That hurt. Yep. And now we go to 14. Draw. Yikes. Not in a good spot here. Goif is a 5, so we're going to be going to... Jeez. Okay. We are not winning this. Yeah, I guess I could auto-war on my own brawl. Okay. Like, I just don't know how we're beating the spell bomb. Like, I think we're actually just dead to the combination that they've had here. All right. They crushed me, that's for sure. For what it's worth, this was a draw where Remand would have been playable. But there's draws where they have just like overload you on discard and then attack you with Ragavan, and you just never stand a chance. So it's like kind of hit or miss on whether Remand is good or not in this matchup, and I lean towards no. And we are dead to this Tarmogoyf, so unfortunately we are 1-1. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, Ave Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice, we've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Match 3, and we're on the play this time. Let's see if we can bounce back. This seems okay. We don't have a cost reducer or a real payoff. Like, Past in Flames is fine. It's just, what are we doing with it other than cycling Manamorphose? This is definitely one of those hands where we're looking to play a slightly longer game and eventually just grind out our opponent with Past in Flames. Opponent has taken a mulligan to 6. Alright, turn 1 Steam Vents, pass. Island. Another Ritual. Thought Scour, Creeping Tar Pit. It's interesting. Not really sure what they're playing quite yet. Draw. I think I'm just going to Manamorphose now. Spell Snare. So this is like a just blue-black control deck. Very odd. Okay, pass the turn. Lands for days. Field of Ruin, sure. Pass. Activating their Polluted Delta. Will you activate Field of Ruin? Float a blue. Consider. So that's, I think, a card we want to mill. Like, it's good to have in the graveyard for Past in Flames, but it's not a card we wanted in our hand. It does not work favorably from the graveyard with Remand. So if you cast Past in Flames, you cannot Remand the Grape Shot from the graveyard. It just gets exiled. Draw. Pass here. Opponent has 5 cards. I think we cast this Discover. Thieves Guild Enforcer, okay. This is so strange. They're just on Modern Rogues. Look at the cards. I think we take a Brawl. Okay. Finding Brawl is nice, I will admit. Let's attempt to cast some spells here. Snapcaster for Spell Snare. We will remand our Brawl. We could try to win here. Storm is 4. So it's from 5, 6, 7 splicing, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think we might be able to do this. Let's go. All right, splice the Desperate Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Past in Flames. Let's start on Manamorphose. Blue, red. I think that was actually a mistake. I should have started on a ritual because it would have been better if I could flash back more blue spells, and I actually might just be short now because of it. Yeah, I'm gonna end up being short. So this is only for 16, possibly 17 if I flash back the past in lanes, but I think that's wasteful. So I'm going to target them and the rest at them. Yeah, I messed up. I should have cast another ritual first. That was my bad. I was playing too quickly. I wasn't thinking, and that cost me because I think this would have been a guaranteed win if I could cast a cantrip. Actually, it only would have been +1, so there could have been a possibility that I fizzled. But it would have been 1 more, so I could have put them to 2 instead of 3. Okay, interesting. They could have scoured me, and if they had done that, their Thieves Guild Enforcer would have lived. Okay, so they're activating Flooded Strand here. 3 cards left in hand. Draw. Let's Serum Visions. Sure. You got it. Visions. It's Visions again. So I don't know if there's a punish for me attacking here. Shark Typhoon is a card that sticks out to me. I'm not going to risk losing Brawl over 1 point of chip damage. Cling to Dust, that's annoying. Yep. Can't do anything about that. Trying to think if I can... I know that my top cards are Remand and Consider. I think I have to let that go. Alright, so we're drawing the Remand. I'll pass the turn. They do have this Cling to Dust. Now they're at 7. I do wonder, and I'm not sure the rule on this, if you remand this from the graveyard, what happens? I think it goes back to their hand, because unlike Flashback, it doesn't exile it as a part of the cast. So I don't think remanding that is actually good. Thinking this is just going to be a value Gifts and Given. Alright, so let's get Consider, Discover, Serum Visions, and do I get another Gifts? I think I'll get the Electromancer. I can theoretically attack with Electromancer. I don't know. I don't love the idea of getting another pass or another Gifts and Given because I don't actually have more cantrips to get. So it's a little bit of a flawed plan, and they're likely to give it to me, I would think. They gave me Goblin Electromancer Consider. That's interesting. Let's cast the Consider. I would love to keep Wish, so we're not going to do that. Alright, so it's go time. Ding. Goblin. Take 1, play this Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. Do red. Double Remand to back up this wish. I do like that. So we can just get Grape Shot, target them, and then Remand the Grape Shot. Tapping 4 mana. I imagine that this is for a Cling to Dust. So now they go up to 10. Grape Shot triggered ability still on the stack. Okay, target them. Grape Shot. And even if they cling again, this is still lethal. So we've taken game number 1. Relay seems like an interesting card. Pieces. I ever wonder, like, if you just board out all of the graveyard stuff and just become a Pieces Relay deck, like, that could be pretty interesting. Just swapping. Like, you have 6 here, like, maybe you leave 1 Past in Flames. Sort of a wild plan. You could even board in the empty and do 6 for 6. Something like this. Like, this would be wild. I think I actually want to try this. Like, I know that it's insane, but I just want to try it out. I have no idea how Sunbird17 sideboarded or their sideboard guide, but this just seems like an interesting thing that I think could be worth, you know, something. So let's try it. All right, so a bunch of rituals and an Electromancer. Let's draw that Empty the Warrens. Otawara, welcome. The Thieves Guild, Wish. Okay, so we're at 19. Draw. I think we just play the Otawara Pass. Interesting that they're stuck on 1 blue at the moment. So we're going to take 1 down to 18. Draw. The second Discover, okay. No point in playing out this Goblin quite yet. Opponent's at 6 cards in hand. Okay, let's play this Discover. So what do we actually want out of this? I think it's like a pretty reasonable question here. My fear with Pieces that we're going to draw a card here, and then I cast Pieces and I actually have to discard. It's possible that Serum Visions is just like the best thing. All right, draw. And I would have drawn a land, which is a little bit of a bummer. Let's Visions. I like both of these. Play the land and just pass the turn. Thief. So we would mill these 2 cards. So I'm going to cast the Discover here. And at least this way I can take the Wish. And then next turn we can Past in Flames. They milled our Empty, which is a little bit of a bummer. And they hit their second blue. Draw. Ooh. I really like that. So we're going to play the Electromancer. Ritual. Let's splice this. Ritual. Play Wish. Everything's resolving. Past in Flames? Do you just have nothing? What's going on here? Why is Cling on the Past in Flames the play? Okay. That's weird. Ritual. Play Wish. Ritual. Play Wish. Ritual, Wish. They're all the same words. Okay, so we can empty here, but we also just have Grape Shot, Remand Grape Shot. So I also have Bolt Grape Shot, which would do it. Okay, we're a burn deck. We're just counter burned. Oh no! Oh no, I just messed this up. I forgot that I only had 2 wishes. I've never claimed to be a smart person. Please forgive me. I guess we pieces here. I can't believe I just did that. Or not pieces, discover. Cannot believe I just did that. That was bad. Real bad. Okay. So we could take the pieces of the puzzle. I can't believe I did that. So if I pieces and then they remove the goblin, I'm actually just dead. So I think I'm supposed to just empty here and then leave up Remand. I really can't believe that I did that. That was so bad. Is this a fluster? Oh, they did it before the trigger resolved, so they messed up. I guess it's fair because I also messed up this turn, not knowing how many wishes I had. I am sorry, friend. Who knows? Maybe you have another copy of Fluster in your hand. Okay, and our opponent concedes. So exchanging punts. I'll take it. We're 2-1. That was a mess. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Okay, we're back at it. Match number 4. We're going to keep this on the draw. Okay, I don't like seeing that. Alright, so this means it's probably not burn. Just pass. Alright, so they get to draw a bobble. So this is like red-white prison. I'm guessing. Like, bobble's a little weird in prison, but the flagstones are usually in prison-esque decks, and we're getting our land destroyed here. I'm gonna cast this Consider. We're gonna mill the Discover. We don't need that here. So not only are they accelerating, we are being destroyed. I guess it's not really an acceleration, we're just being, you know, set back. Another Consider. We're just gonna play the Steam Vents tapped here. DRC, so that makes the bobble make a little bit more sense. Ooh, I could grape shot it here. I think I'm going to. Do I get away with my play, or are you going to lightning bolt me? Mana Tithe? What? Alright. Yeah, sure. Oh, I think I know. I saw that this deck in my Twitter feed. Yeah, this is making more sense now. Somebody was like, a Crack the Earth deck top-aided the Modern Challenge or whatever, and I just scrolled right by it. I was like, I am not interested in this. Shadow Spear, yep. I did see this. Alright, so we're taking 3 this turn and going to 17. Draw. Okay, I'm just gonna main phase this Discover. Okay. Not really sure what we take here. It's not like Wish is any good. Okay, we don't have the resources for a creature to be good here either. I think it's actually the Serum Visions. I mean, I would like to cast this. Why can I not cast it? Oh, it's only an instant spell. My bad, it's not instant or sorcery. I think that would have changed it. I don't know if I would have taken the Serum Visions. I thought it was instant or sorcery with 2 or less, not just instant. If that's the case, I wonder if you should be playing Serum Visions at all, or if you should be switching your numbers with Consider. Because like it might be correct now to just run 4 consider, 3 opt. Excuse me. So we have to sacrifice a land here. We're taking 7, so that puts us to 10. We are dead next turn to a lightning bolt. Draw. Another land. Let's visions. We don't need a brawl, so that can go on the bottom. They have 2 cards. I mean, if I'm going to realistically win this, I probably need that brawl in play. They have 3 cards, so they likely have removal. 2 mana here. Prismatic Ending. Yep. I think we're just dead. Alright, so we're at 3. We would have ripped. We would have ripped. That's a bummer. We're just dead though. Got destroyed. That was brutal. Once again, I feel like this is not a matchup where Remand is good. Like, I hate boarding out this card in a video where I'm supposed to be showcasing it, but their entire deck costs 1. Like, this is just not a good matchup for Remand. So I do want Lightning Bolt here to slow them down. And then pieces, and I think we just leave, like, board out 1 and 1 here, something like this. On the play for game number 2. This seems fine. Okay, so game 2, Spire Bluff Canal, Serum Visions, another Canal. Let's just bottom these. Pass the turn. Ragavan. And Bobble. Draw. I'm just going to play the Canal and Grape Shot the Ragavan. You could hold open Bolt and then try and make sure that you don't get hit by Ragavan, because they could dash one here, but I just don't think that's really what you want to be doing. Alright, so they played an Esper Sentinel. Draw. Electromancer. I should have played the Mountain. They knew that I had the Mountain. That's a small mistake on my part, but it will allow me next turn to triple spell into Relay. Okay, our opponent decided that they just didn't feel like playing anymore. That's fine. I'll take a free one. Let's just resubmit. Game 3. This hand seems pretty good. We'll try this out. Arid Mesa. Mountain. Channeler. Okay. Draw. So best case scenario, we consider into a bear, and then we draw like a ritual, and then we empty for a whole bunch on turn 2. Will that happen? Absolutely not, but that's what I wish would happen. Oh, why are you doing me like this? That's not nice. I think I actually want to keep that. So the reason I want to keep that is if I draw a Brawl, that actually ends up being very good. Or an Electromancer, because we could go all in on 1 turn. Bobble, sure. Alright, they get in for 1, we go to 19. They draw off Bobble. Pieces of the puzzle. We just have to pass. Another Bobble. Getting rid of a Bolt. Another Crack the Earth. Brutal. I'm just getting crushed. Teach me a lesson for keeping this Manamorphose, I suppose. Draw. Okay. So now we have to draw a land. 2 cards left in hand, 1 card left in their hand. We're taking 3 down to 13. Draw. Consider. Has to go. So I found the bear. I think we get rid of pieces. So I just need to spike a red land. So we're going to 8 here. No, that was my mountain. Oh, that's a bummer. Draw. Okay, well, I drew one anyway. So, Ritual. We need their 2 cards in hand to not be removable. Manamorphose. Blue, red. That was very good. Okay, Ritual. Oh, they're F6'd. Morphos. I think I should do at least 1 blue here. Alright, Wish. Is this just a Past in Flames win? I guess they could have Mana Tithe. If they had Mana Tithe, because we've seen Mana Tithe out of them, but they would have cast it to start this turn off. I'm not supposed to play around Tithe. Like, they would have countered a Ritual. Like, that doesn't make any sense to play around that. Okay, Manamorphose, let's make blue. Okay, we'll make 2 more blue. Let's cast Pieces of the Puzzle. Storm is 19. Or, I mean, sorry, they're at 19. I would need Storm 19. Let's cast Consider. I can go to the graveyard. Hello, Brawl. Another Consider. Keep that. Morphos. Blue, blue. Cast Wish. And then Grape Shot. We have a backup Grape Shot, just in case. Wow. Alright, I can't believe we actually won that. We are now 3-1. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. The 5th and final match, we're on the draw. This hand just needs a red source to be fairly good. I don't love the double Past in Flames, but I still think that this is a keep. Like, the way that I look at this hand is it's basically a mulligan to 6. And there's a red source. Love it. Okay, Wooded Foothills player, what are you on? Catcher Triumph, so probably Money Pile. Is this a Renin 6? Suspense Crashing Footfalls, so you are in fact Shardless Rhinos. Okay, the deck tends to play Endurance. I'm gonna mill the Visions. Alright, land 4, not ideal. I think I'm just going to hold the Electromancer for now. I guess I shouldn't have 6. I am a 4 Remand deck. Okay, opponent has 5 cards. Draw. The old Gifts and Given. Okay, what is this? Good deal. One way to not get your Goblin Electromancer killed. And they discarded a Dead Gone. Up to 5 cards in hand. Shardless Agent. So the agent will reveal Crushing Footfalls. They have 10 power. They're going to get another 8 power. Oh, I thought it was next turn. It's 2 turns away. So I don't feel that I'm at risk of death, so I'm just going to pass and cast this Gifts on their end step. I basically just don't want to burn the Ritual. Okay, opponent still has 3 cards. So we will take 10 here, going to 10 life. Okay, so now we're at 10. And it's our opponent's end step. Time to take some action. Gifts and Given targeting you. They are a Force and Negation deck. I'm a little bit worried about that, but let's see what happens here. There it is. They still have 3 cards in hand. So we need a payoff for our Goblin Electromancer now. We have Consider and Serum Vision, so it's not looking too good for us. Electromancer. Ritual. Looks like they have Fire Ice. Stomp. I can't do anything. Like, I could splice this Desperate Ritual, but it doesn't actually do anything here. So, yeah. That sucks. I am interested in Relay here. Probably want these Disputes as well because they're good against Force Negation. Get rid of these Discovers. Maybe shave on a Goblin. Wonder if we want pieces as well. So many cards. Maybe board out another Gifts then. Like, they're an Endurance deck with Force Negation. It's just like, I feel like my back is up against a wall. I do like Remand here, just because it stalls out the Cascade spells. Wonder if we just try like 4 Brawl and no Goblin Electromancer, because we saw Stomp, we saw Prismari Command, they have Fire Ice, Dead Gone. Like, there's just so many pieces of removal that kill Goblin Electromancer. The beginning of game 2, Path into Visions. And I'm just going to jam Brawl on turn 2. I think the only piece of removal that they play that actually kills Brawl is Fury. So if they have Fury, they have Fury. Alright, Brawl is on the table. Breeding Pool. And there it is. They had the Fury. Kind of a bummer. I guess the upside is it did get rid of a Violent Outburst. Draw. Okay, I'm just going to go to 18 and play this Pieces of the Puzzle. Dispute. Okay. I'm not terribly surprised that got disputed. Not because it's like such a good card, but they paused on the Brawl. And I was like, oh, do they actually have Dispute here? And then it turned out to be Fury. I think they had both Mystical Dispute and Fury. Our opponent with a very good draw this game. So they had turned 2 action spell into Mystical Dispute and now 10 power on turn 3. Our time's running out. What's Visions? We have 2 cards left. Wow, we hit Brawl. Okay, these top 2 both seem good to me. Alright, there's no way they have a second Fury. I'm just going to play this out. Land. And I will take 10. There's no point in blocking the Shardless Agent here. I mentioned all of those removal spells that our opponent has that deals 2. We're not trying to get our Brawl dead here. That 2 damage does not matter. Let's just make sure we get to untap and try to win. Okay. Ritual. Manamorphose. Blue. Pieces of the Puzzle. Storm 3. Looking for rituals off this. Another Mystical Dispute. Think we just let that go. Okay, so Storm's 4. I play Wish. I could Past in Flames here. Maybe that's actually the line. If they have Endurance or Force Negation, it's super awkward. Looks like they have one of them. So the play here will be to Mystical Dispute, Brawl trigger, draw into an untapped red land. That's the miracle play we're going for here. They had double counter with their last 2 spells. It's pretty brutal. Alright, deck, be good to me. We hit the red land. Okay, I got super lucky there. Ritual. Morphos. Blue. Blue? Oh, that was good. Okay, red, red. So now we can wish for empty. But they're at 16. I feel like we could probably piece together a real win here. I mean, that was the joke. I was gonna cast pieces. Relay and consider. No rituals. Wow. Now I'm starting to regret my decision a little bit. So let's take these two. I have another pieces I can cast, or I can just be the coward and take wish and a grape shot. I think I'm gonna pieces. I'd rather go big and try to win than take the coward's play just to survive. We get double ritual. Okay, cast this, cast this. We can actually flashback the Past in Flames now. That gives us enough for Lethal Storm. I guess we had it anyway, because Wish and a Grape Shot would have been 16. But this way I get to draw more cards, which is just everything I've ever wanted. So you can't stop me. Alright, Storm 20 and Grape Shot. Talk about lucky. Hiya! Okay, game 3 coming up against the Mystical Dispute, Force Negation, Endurance deck. Hit submit. One land, but the rest of this hand is just stacked. I think I'm going to keep this. I know it's risky, but I feel like the upside is so high with this hand. Turn 1 turn. Ketria Triumph pass. We always had the land. See? Why were you worried about me? We always had it. And they're just passing. I'm not going to play the Brawl this time. Upkeep Fire Ice, is that what this is? Ooh, they got a basic. I might be getting Blood Mooned. Yep, draw. Pieces of the puzzle. Okay. Pass. I'm definitely getting Blood Mooned. Oh, okay. So they have 5 cards. I'd love to draw an untapped land here. Okay. We need them to not have Force Negation, I guess. Ooh, they definitely have it. I don't like that pause. Ritual. This is such a juicy force target. Really? Okay. What about Morphos? Make blue... blue? Untap land? Okay. This is interesting. Storm's 5. Out of pieces. I can relay if, or remand if need be. So that could have been better. Guess I take these. Visions. Those can go on the bottom. And then we play our Steam Vents into Galvanic Relay for 8. One of my fears with Relay in Modern is that the rituals and the mana are so terrible compared to the other formats where Relay is good. So like, even though we're about to reveal 8 cards, I'm really nervous it's not going to be enough. Especially if our opponent has Fury for the Brawl. And these are just like perfect cards. I shouldn't have said anything. Of course we were going to hit perfects. Okay. So we're going to take 10 here, going to 8 life. That's interesting. Draw. Another Brawl. So let's play Otawara for our land for turn. So I guess the interesting part here is if they have dispute, they actually shut us off a little bit. If we start on a ritual, we can actually avoid that a little bit, I think. I need to think through this. So if we start on ritual, we tap the 2 lands, ritual, play Brawl floating. Yeah, I guess that works. All right, let's start on this. And then play Brawl. Interesting. All right, Manamorphose. Blue. Brawl number 4, classic. Okay. So we can play Wish, which would be spell number 5. Need to think through this. So we have 6 total mana. So Wish would be spell 5. We would go down to 4 mana. Remand or Grape Shot would be 3. Remand would be 2. Grape Shot. I think I should just like consider first. We'll keep that for sure. Okay. Play Wish, spell number 7. Grape Shot. And we'll Remand. Okay, Brawl triggers. Another Grape Shot? Wow. Okay. Have it all, Bryant. Have it all. Okay. So this puts them to 11. I'm trying to think of what we could possibly lose to. And I think the answer is Flusterstorm. So what if we just don't give them the option of beating us with Fluster? What if instead we cast Serum Visions here? Because if you just Grape Shot first and then they Fluster, I guess you could probably beat it either way. But this way you can just double Grape Shot and it will never matter. All right. Did we actually pull this off? They're clicking through each one individually, so part of me thinks that they might have like a force to stay at 1, or they just really like clicking. One of the two. And the final one. And they got the 4, and we got the 4-1. Woot woot. So this was Sunbird17s list. It was not mine. They top-aided the PTQ or showcase. I didn't bother to look it up. I'm sorry. But their list, it seemed fairly decent to me, even though I tried out some weird things and maybe they wouldn't have boarded the same way. But it seemed relatively well constructed. I am a little bit skeptical of no bounce at all in the 75, but it didn't bite us. So Discover the Impossible was the big feature of this deck, and I think I overlooked the ability of getting creatures with it. So Brawl and Goblin Electromancer, that was actually quite nice. I think that this is the first one of those effects. So when you look at Selûndi Vision or Peer Through Depths, they don't get Brawl or Goblin Electromancer. So I think Discover might actually be the correct choice. And then if that means I don't hate Remand as much, I mean, I'm not a fan of the card, but it does seem better if that's the case. What I would like to see is a shift away from Serum Visions then. I think that it should be 4 Consider, 3 Opt, or something else. I think Visions just needs to go if you're going to play this card. My 2 cents. Thank you for watching. Take care, keep storming, and have a great day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.